G'day ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacksepticeye and welcome to Draw with Jazza. Nice.
I'm just gonna take 5 seconds to say that this comment is the exact reason why I'm doing these tutorials. More to come. Love you. Okay, now we're gonna get into some curly hairstyles. So draw the top of the head so that you can see that there. Now let's try this. So we'll give her a little bit of a part like before, a little bit jagged, like her butt cheek is sewed up again. Man, I wonder how many times I've said that in this video. Check this out. I cannot believe that this actually happened. Somebody actually counted it. Seriously? YouTube people, you are crazy. Alright, now we're going to do that type of bang that comes down sort of to the side like before. And it goes up around instead of coming down like a normal butt cheek because it's got to be a freaking rebel. But now what we're going to do is we're going to outline with lots of volume. And this part is going to be very light because we're not going to do straight lines, we're going to do curvy lines. So check this out. This is an easy way. Curly hair is always so hard, but I found a way to make it just a little bit easier. So just draw some like terrible squiggles and then end it with sort of like a little bit of a straight part. So do like some squiggles here and then make it a little bit straight at the bottom. Same thing on this side for the bangs over here. And we're just going to keep doing that all the way across. You can already see it's starting to take shape. Not quite there yet. And you know what? You can add some diagonal squiggles too so that it's not 100%. Diagonal squiggles meaning like they're not all uniform going in the exact same direction. Here's some that kind of go off to the side. Other side. We'll draw her cheek right there. Alright, the other thing is you can add like some squiggles coming off to the side a little bit. And then once you've done that, here's the fun part. Once you've drawn enough squiggles so that it almost looks like, you know, it's starting to be like darker hair. Now check this out. We're going to do, well, first of all, we're going to put in her neck. And you can make the hair like longer if you want. I'm just doing this short hairstyle because I kind of like it. But you can make the hair as long as you want. This way that I'm doing it works with any length of hair. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now that we've done that, kind of have her neck put in, now we're going to shade in the part on her neck just like we did before. And we're going to kind of fade that out. I don't want to do a lot of time lapse on this one because I want to show you that it really can be fast, man. Seriously. And now we're going to add a few areas where the hair is kind of going wherever it wants to go because hair is like that. Ladies, I'm sure you know. And guys too. Now after we have that nice dark part by her neck, what we're going to do is we're going to shade in the rest of it. Keeping a couple of bare spots. You want some spots that catch the light. So skip a few parts when you shade this part in. So I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can because I don't want to do a lot of time lapse on this video. So just skip a couple parts. I think that's probably good for now. Good enough. And that's pretty much it. It's good enough hair that when somebody looks at it, like at a glance, they're like, oh, hey, that's pretty good hair. But you're like, no, come on, I just scribbled. This isn't my good stuff. You're like, oh, well, it looks pretty good to me, I guess. So anyway, that's curly hair. Let's do another curly hair. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be like one of those pineapple bun things. Gosh, I love that hairstyle so much. If you have a pineapple bun hairstyle in your hair right now, please let me know in the comments. That's one of my favorites. Okay, So we're going to drop in her hairline like we did before, with the hair going where it's going to be tied up. We're going to draw her ears actually because she will have her ears exposed. Oh, exposed like a celebrity. Okay, so now that we have her hairline dropped in, just like we did before, you know, we can add a few lines to show, like, this is her hair being tied back. Now we're going to add, like, a big shape where her pineapple bun is going to be. I don't know, let's make it right here. And it's going to come down part way to the hair. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a few wavy things going all over the place. Especially coming down in front. Right? And then, after that, we're going to draw some squigglies to show where the outline of the bun is. Alright, now that we have that, let's finish up her hair by making some squiggly outsides to it. Finishing up that, what's it called? I don't know, these little strands that go back to the side of her head. And we can also add like some squiggles out to the side to show like she's got some curly ones who want to escape. Now we're just going to make this a giant mess of curly hair. That's right. This is the free-for-all. Free-for-all! You can scribble anywhere you want because it is a giant ball mass of hair. It's big and it's beautiful and it doesn't care what anybody else thinks because it's going to do whatever it wants to do. We can darken up some of these lines coming down. If we want to get rid of some, we totally can. That's fine. We will, actually. Alright, now that we've added the scribbles, we can go in and kind of darken some spots. Leave a couple spots highlighted, but in general you pretty much want to darken the entire thing. Not a lot of places are going to catch the highlight here. Alright, now we can darken the other outline of her hair to make sure that people know that this is the outside of her head. It doesn't blend in with the background. And if you imagine hair being affected by gravity, it's not going to literally poke out. It's not going to literally poke out at all parts, but it is going to. Well, let me fix the camera. But it is going to kind of follow some sort of a rule. So it's not going to just literally stick up and to the side and go straight. Hair's going to fall someplace. So there we go. And that's how you do the pineapple. And that's how you do the sponge. And do the sponge, sponge, and do the sponge. Oh my gosh, my clock is dinging, telling me that it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Wow. I should finish this tutorial up. Let's do a couple more. Yeah, we're gonna do some more because sleep is for the weak. Have you guys ever heard that? Or like, it reminds me of when Patrick went, "I'll take it easy when I'm dead." On that episode of SpongeBob where he had they were in the box. That was one of the best episodes I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, this one is going to be braided hair. Like really long, beautiful braided hair. So, we're going to start with that same scribbly hairline, right? But instead of just drawing lines that go back into space, you're going to make it a little bit more dynamic. Check this out. We're going to make one crazy one going like that. Now, here's the other thing. For each line has to have a partner. So we're going to do that. Now we're going to do another one. It's going to go back and around the head. We're going to do, let's say one is coming across right here. These are going to go all over the place, okay? So we're just going to keep doing that. Let's draw one right here. This one's probably going to take a little bit longer than before, but I'll show you exactly how it works, okay? So now that we have that, let's do a couple down here. Let's do, you know what, we're going to do one that goes all the way down here, and we're going to follow it with a partner, getting thinner as it gets down here. And we're going to come across and do the same thing over here, getting thinner as it goes down. Come on, you need a little partner. There you go. I feel like it's a little bit too thin right here, so we're going to fix that. We're going to do another one down here. And then we're going to do one coming across. And notice that she kind of looks like Medusa. The outline, the silhouette of the hair is going to be kind of the same as the wavy hairstyle that we had before. But instead of doing those waves, we're going to do these like snakes that are coming down. It totally looks like snakes, doesn't it? So this one's going to be maybe like coming behind. And then she's going to have another one coming maybe like straight down. And then another one over here. And then she's going to have one more coming way across. And then you can just add, after that, just add a few of these lines in right here to kind of imply other ones. And you don't actually have to draw it. Once you've drawn enough, you can go in and do it in the background and stuff. So let's do just a few more, just enough so that people think that we spent a lot of time on this when we really didn't. Okay, so we have enough here. You know what? Let's make one going like around her shoulder, like it's wrapping around. Okay, so we have enough there that it looks like a good enough silhouette, right? Now what we're going to do is we're just going to pretend like we drew the rest of them and just draw some squiggles kind of in the same sort of area. Maybe a couple of other strands of hair that come across. Maybe one going over here, one going to the side, one going to the other side here, maybe one coming out here, one more right there. Okay, it's looking good enough so far. Let's just add one more. Once you have that, here's what we're going to do. This is actually the really cool part. So check this out. Now that we have that, we're going to take the big strands and we're just going to do like this. That's all we're going to do. Okay, and it's going to look totally like it's braided. Check this out. And, you know, I'm not actually worrying too much about, like, the other one where I had the big braid, I started with a little zigzag, and then I drew on the outside and did all that. No. This one, you're just literally going to scribble up and down each one of these things. And if you can add a curve to it, that's even better. But you totally don't have to. Like I said, nobody cares. You think people care? They don't. Nobody cares. This is just going to be like a big long rant. Squiggle it up, bro. I am actually going to fast forward this part a little bit, because this is even boring for me. Although, it is going to be one of the best hairstyles, even though it takes a lot of time. Okay, so now that we've done a couple of squiggles, here's what we're going to do. Once again, we're going to do that same shadow by the neck. Yes, we're just going to fade that out. Except for this part, because that comes all the way out front, so we're just going to continue it behind. And you know what, actually, we can bring one strand in, so we'll erase right here, and we'll make that one stand out a little bit more. There. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick out a few parts that we're going to shadow. So parts in between all those big strands, okay? So we're just gonna pick random little gaps that we're going to color in dark. And you totally don't have to be precise. Just like polka dot it, sort of. Put it in like random spots, and you know, it would be nice if you could keep track of every little tentacle, but dude, honestly, you won't be able to. Now, the last thing that we need to do is just shade in the rest of the hair a little bit so it looks darker. But only parts of it, like only on the outside. So like here, so if this was the strand where it went all bumpy like that, you're just gonna shade it in like that, so that it's kind of like three-dimensional. You wanna leave some little white spaces. This reminds me of how Bob Ross paints the mountains, how there's like black spaces left over. Happy little mountains, happy little dreadlocks. Deadlocks. My name is Deadlock, and I am a superhero. I have no idea what that was. And that's it. That's nine hairstyles. If you want something else, man or woman, sorry, I didn't mean to assume your gender. I'm mansplaining you. I'm mansplaining and manspreading all at the same time. Oh, here's my outro. High fives all around. Whoosh, whoosh. No, that's not me. And I'll be back with another one real soon. Nope, that's not me either. I'll see you in the next video. Nope, that's not. And until next time, see you later. Nope, bye. That's a lame outro, but it fits me, because I'm lame. Yes, yes.
Nice.
White boy, but I still get my swag on. Skinny man, but I still get my shag on. Woman always trying to get me here to settle down. Y'all already know I never let it drag on. They always want it, so I gotta let them work for it. Good things come quick when you search for it. If you're praying and you're hoping that you make it big.